next video, we're going to be taking a look at facing the Queen's Indian setup. And I've got early b6, but I will throw this odd move in here, a6. How do we deal with a6? b5, well, the off way, most solid way possible. Knight c3 to pressure the b-pawn, e3. And generally, no problems here, no frustrations. And we're playing for a central break at the right moment. So, no issue with the early a6, just play solid. Don't accept any gambits, don't do anything silly. What would Ulf do? Ulf would play solid and take an advantage. b6 is the traditional Queen's Indian setup. And it should be noted at this juncture that there are a few different moves. I have often faced d5, and it's an important theme to remember, knight e5. As we're placing pressure on this long diagonal, very often I face knight b7 and queen a4 with the idea of jumping in knight c6. There are a number of different trade down lines here, but there's nothing to be concerned with white. White has somewhere between a big edge or medium edge, regardless of the variation that black chooses. Relatively straightforward. Knight e4 was played in the main game here, and Ulf just allows the trade. So one more branch and then we take a look at this main game where, again, black gets equality, but Ulf keeps playing and wins anyway. If bishop f6, putting pressure on the d-pawn, we just break the pin. Takes, takes. And bishop f4, where we're focused on that natural c5 break, a lot like when we're facing the Catalan. Rooks go to d1 and c1. Knight can go to e5. Slow, steady pressure. What Ulf loves. In the main game, f5 was played. Now we're just looking to develop our pieces. b3. Bishop b2. Rook a1 lining up with the queen. So if e5 or c5 is played, we have the potential, after moving our queen, of doing some things in the center there. And I like this next move, because again, seems like black may have equalized. He may get a little something here, but knight e1. You want to trade and just improve my knight? Great. Now, you got some pressure on the d-pawn, so I don't want to have to deal with you optimizing. I'm just going to go queen d2. And because of the awkward nature of the pawn structure, we have d5 at the right moment. And black can't really do much about it at this juncture. Queen d7, d5. And this one move is going to create a pawn structure where white can play forever without risk. Again, Ulf's favorite, and this game's from 2000, actually it's from 99, and it's Anderson Ekson. Ekson's 25-30, and Ulf plays this slightly better position forever and wins. Knight d8. Where is the counterplay? He says, okay, the only thing you could do is play f4. Take it away. A forever position. Oh, my e-pawn's weak? No, it's not. Ah, you attacked my queen. I just move her. Now, let's improve. You could potentially invade with your queen. No. If you want to invade, you got to play something like c5. Oh, but that would hang the d-pawn. Can black do much? No, not really. But if black wants to take risk here and play g5, we're ready for it. So we'll just continue to probe and wait because there's no risk. Got the gun going. Would you like to trade a set? No? It's okay, I will. King f1. A little bit of provocativeness with king f1, but can't punish it. Check. You want to trade queens and go into a pure rook ending? No, not yet? Okay. King's slightly improved on e2, getting ready potentially for a different endgame. Now, this is good if you're a pause your video type of person. How can we get more out of the position? How can we try to create a favorable imbalance? Queen d4 would definitely trade queens, but that doesn't improve anything. I really like Ulf's move here. h5. Says, would you like to take and ruin your pawn structure and make my life easier? No? Okay, I'll take, but maybe the open file is useful. So I'm going to come back and say, well, maybe my rook comes to h1. You don't like that, do you? Okay, well, I'll come back. And notice, because the open file could be used, we're taking with the king. Open file. Before trading queens, Ulf gave himself another avenue to keep pressing in the equal position, just to have something to do, because it gives your opponent these micro threats, things to worry about. King e5. Oh, you want to come in? Well, you got to worry about that guy. Yeah, go back. Oh, your rook's on a good square? No, it's not. Go away. Slow and steady improvements. Just waiting. What are you going to do? And most players would agree to a draw here, not Ulf. Swap gears. Tackle weakness. g4. Okay. Potential for a passer at some point. Let's come back over. No weaknesses, no problems, no pins. Notice what he does. He was shifting the king so it could get to a better square. Now it's probing the weakness on f5. Tied down the rook. White's rook is more active. And now that we got the king further away, slow, steady improvements. Very clean game, outplaying his opponent, the rook and pawn ending, but it's far from over. b4. Gotta watch our weaknesses here. But it's a bit of a problem taking on e3 due to rook e8 check. Now that he's gotten rid of that, still can't take on e3. And we transition the advantage here. And Ulf's exceptional at these types of endings. The king is cut off, and he knows, his opponent knows, and resigns. Because there's not much that can be done here for black. Say I just slowly improve, and even here, I believe I can waste a move even. I believe I can even check here, and yes, this wins. Because if king here, we have the famous Lucina building a bridge concept, which I like to highlight anytime I can. Very important, key to all rook and pawn endings. So hopefully you saw from that pawn structure, even though it's equal, still have some ideas to press. I especially liked that h4 to h5 move, playing against the structure. Never be afraid to play an equal position.